is that? The U.S. Navy question of the day. U.S. Navy question of the
Oh,
day. Okay. And the question of the day is, what was it like the day you left for boot camp? What was it like the day you left for boot camp? Now, you out there, you just enlisted, raise your right hand, swore to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And then, you go wait for that flight. I want to know what was it like that day you left for boot camp? What was it like? Who will go first? And you out there also in the comments, let me know what was your day was like the day you left for boot camp. Go ahead. Who going
Well,
first?
for the day
Velvet.
that I boot camp, I was very excited. I was just excited, just to see what is it gonna be like. How will I just I was so curious that it was just super exciting for me. So also I didn't tell my parents I was joining. I didn't have
You didn't
anybody
tell
to
them?
know because
They,
my
they, they,
parents.
they, they, they didn't know you enlisted?
No, not at all. Because they would have said, "What is wrong with you?" I mean, they just were not I did not grow up in a family that was for the military. So
Okay,
that
understand. Me and Brooks realized that we was recruiters and we met plenty of those parents. Go ahead, Velvet.
yeah, those were definitely my parents. And so I didn't tell them. Also, I wasn't living with them. I was living with my boyfriend, even though I was 17. But yeah, so I joined a few months after high school. I was kind of on my own working already and just realizing I'm kind of like in a dead end position. I don't have the money to go to college. I don't. So the first day of boot camp was amazing. I got a check a couple of days later. I was like, ooh, I'm rich. So, and
I know
no
how you
check
feel.
to get that first one, by the way. They get you because
Oh
that
yeah.
second, third, it ain't the same. But
No.
yeah, it was really, really it was awesome. It was an awesome day. And it was just me and my boyfriend saying goodbye. So
Oh. I'm you know, I know, when we got to the recruiter and your company commander always tells you, you know, your friends at home, you know, most of them they ain't gonna be your friends no more, But I guess, we can find out offline, what happened to the boyfriend, that all right. You got any more Velvet?
nope,
All right, who's next?
that's it.
You want to go, Brooks?
Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Terrell.
All right. So first day at boot camp. So we had to go to Memphis in Puerto Rico after we did all that stuff. Flew to,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, flew to Illinois and got there. Had to wait at O'Hare. They took us off the bus, and I have no clue what I'm getting myself into because I had just did all the stuff like a couple, like 2 or 3 weeks before leaving. Wasn't prepared, so I was saluting every last person because I didn't know any better. So that first 24 hours, when you gotta do the urinalysis, you gotta stay up. That was interesting. That last phone call that you get, that was like kind of really had me really sad because it's like, man, what did I get myself into? People are yelling at me, and I was 17, so I gotta call my mom, and it's like I reached, and you got all these big, crazy people yelling at you. It was, I don't want to say traumatic, but it was like really shocking because I wasn't prepared for it. Um, then they take us to the apartment. I'm like, this is a prison. This is like these old beds. They gave us these like World War II canteens.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
that, the uniform issue tell you to strip down in front of everybody. Well, to get the uniform issue. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck is this? Nobody never told me this is. I'm pretty sure if they told me that, I probably would have never joined. But it was a big culture shock, or just like shock in general, because you don't ever get told what that moment is like. Um,
No, no.
then
Th-
you met the company commanders, and they're giving you all these general orders. And like, what the heck is a general order? You know, yeah. I would say if you're a recruiter, please, 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 please prepare your deppers so that they don't make um, RDC's jobs hard. I was an RDC also, so I've seen the other side of it, where you don't have a recruit that's prepared. And like, what the, so you guys that put people in have Arquat and everybody else. Thank you for that.
Did
And
you ever think? I'm sorry, Velvet. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Velvet.
Yes, because so many people, especially women, would join and be like, I have to take my braids down. I just got them done 2 days ago. Like something as simple as that.
Yeah,
We know those recruiters. Oh yeah, we know those recruiters.
Absolutely.
Oh, like I said, man, we go cover everything on this bad boy when it comes to recruiting. We got a lot of stuff to say about recruiters, but it's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good show. But Hirsch, did you ever think you go into boot camp? You went to Great Lakes, right?
yep.
I think they only had Great Lakes
Yeah,
by
that was
that
the only
time.
one.
But did you ever think going to boot camp that you would actually be back there one day as a
Man,
company
that's
commander?
a
That's
full.
crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. I
I,
want y'all to see. That's crazy. How life, how it plays, how your story plays out. Him at boot camp. He's talking about boot camp, and then he don't even know that he's gonna be back there as a boot camp company commander. That's crazy, isn't it?
Right.
Did you ever think you was gonna come back? You was that wasn't even on your mind at the time.
nope, because it was on Porter, and then it was like, yo, you're up for shore duty. And so Porter was like a family, and I didn't want to leave. Everything was like real easy,
I didn't want to
nice.
leave
It was
Porter.
automated. And then I was about to get out. Actually, I was not going to re-enlist, and a lot of people talked me back up. Man, you made it to E5. You could do this. Just try it out. See how it is. I'm like, man, I remember how it was running around. I hated the cold because I'm not a cold person, so I'm remembering the snow and the first time seeing snow and all these crazy stuff. So I'm like, nah. So when I got back up there, they had did the whole modernization of Great Lakes. So I'm like, damn, they got
Yeah, Great Lakes look nice
towers.
now.
They got, yeah, it was a whole,
Right.
because I was expecting these World War II buildings and these hangars to run around in, so it wasn't
No.
as bad once we finally like actually saw it. But yeah, I was not ever expecting to go back to that place. So they call Great Mistakes.
Yeah, great mistakes. Great mistake. But yeah, I flew up there because I got a buddy up there, tied HMC Richard Mahario. Never did a day in the Navy on a ship. Never
Nice.
not one time on the ship. I asked him if he want to come. Hey, we because we went to New York when we was recruiting when I was recruiting in New York. And I was like, hey, we went up there for Fleet Week. I said, hey, you want to come on the ship? And he was coming. He's like, nah. we left. But I went to Great Lakes and he took me on the base. And man, I mean, yeah, they modernized that place. I mean, that place that looked like a prison camp before, compared to a Russian prison camp compared to what it looked like now. I mean, of course they knocked down Snipes Castle. Snipes Castle. There's no more Snipes Castle, but it looks real nice. Um, but yeah, did you go, Brooks? Did you talk about go? You talk about your first day of boot camp? No, you didn't. Go ahead.
No, the day I left from South Carolina, it was. I remember had my last meal with my
Yeah.
family, my parents, and my brothers and my sister, and then got to stay overnight over in Columbia and catch a plane out of Columbia. When I left Columbia, South Carolina, it was beautiful, 77 degrees and sunny in January. And I remember I had on a little sweatsuit with a leather long leather coat, whatever. Stuff didn't make sense. But hey, I'm styling and profiling, heading over to catch this plane going to Chicago. I got to Chicago
That Hulk.
and man, it snowed everywhere. It was like 4, 5 inches of snow, and the temperature was 15 degrees.
Yeah, I never see snow like that
Man,
before.
that door opened up on the plane, and boom, that wind hit my face. I was not ready. I was not ready. And yeah, it was an eye-opening experience getting, and then it was just a long, long, long day, and I didn't get to um, camp until that night around 10 o'clock. And then I
Yeah.
don't know if they still have it now, but there was a sign up when you get to boot camp that they had the time and the date and what the temp was outside. And
Yeah,
by
yeah,
that
yeah.
time,
It's still
the
there.
temp had gone down to 12 degrees below zero, and the
Yep.
wind was gushing off the lake, cutting through the air. You get off that bus, they line you up outside, getting ready to go in the building, and it felt like we was outside forever and ever in a day, face freezing and everything. And so, yeah, I must say, my first day and evening was, I wonder what the heck I got myself into,
Yep. That's the
because,
question.
and then I was like, I don't know if I could deal with this weather up here. Um, 8 to 9 weeks. Um, yeah, I don't know about that. Had me question, and by that time I done lost my voice.
If I could just add on a weather story too, because
Please.
I totally forgot. I was just considering like who I was leaving, but what I got to was the same thing. And to this day, I've been to 80 countries again,
Damn.
88 plus countries actually. I've been in 92 to be exact.
I gotta
Wow.
But
count mine so I can see if I can top you.
I listen, with that many countries traveled to this day, I have never experienced the level of cold that I experienced in Great Lake, Chicago.
No, man.
It
That
was
that cold.
negative 8 degrees.
Jesus.
I went to boot camp February 1995. It was negative 8 degrees. And I had no idea that is can happen. I just didn't know. And I remember I cracked a smile. Something was funny. And the minute I did that, there was a trickle of blood that just came right down immediately. And I wanted
God
to
dang.
fight. Like,
That face down could gonna crack your dang
Right.
face. God dang. Wow, man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, that cold. I got that cold when I was in A school.
Yeah.
When I went to boot camp, it was summertime. It was summertime. Um, but February 20, no. June 24th, 1990. Yeah, they my grandmama, my mom, my aunt, and my little sister, they took me to the bus station down there in North Charleston. Horrible neighborhood. Took me to the bus station in North Charleston, and then my recruiter, uh, they also QM2 to Ward. Shout out to QM2 to Ward. Um, my recruiter was there. They put the bus came in there, put me on the bus, and man, my heart was like boom, boom, because all is where you from. Where you from? Had
Right.
you ever been to Puerto Rico before you flew to MEPS, Hirsch?
Oh yeah. A few times.
Okay, all right, but yeah, they flew he put you on a plane. I ain't even flown on a plane before. I ain't even flown on a plane before yet. And then, I'm
Yeah,
freaking out
me
about
either.
flying on this plane. And I got on the butt, grandmama, it's like, ain't nothing for you here, buddy, man. You need to go on and make your own way.
That's the
To go
part.
make your own way. It's like, all right, grandma. I tried, I was trying not to cry at that time. But when I got on the bus and they was waving at me and I was leaving, man, boy, I just, I turned my head, I put my head in my, my head, and I
You
just
had the
started
you had
crying.
the ugly face.
Yeah. I just started crying, man. These my, I've been with, these the people you've been with forever. And I was like, man, I didn't know it was gonna feel like this, got on the bus, got to Columbia, like you, Fort Jackson, and they gave you the brief, about flying the plane. I was always freaking out about flying this plane. Of course, you can't say hijack on the plane. Say hijack, why? It's a federal offense. That's why, and they will remove you. So we got on that plane. I was freaking, man. I was like, man, I never, sitting in the plane. I was freaking. I ain't never been on a plane before. Going up there, taking off. I had my seat, and I remember Low. It was Low. Low. They always put one person in charge. It was Low. He was from South Carolina. We served on
Mhm.
he was on the Halliburton. Yeah, we was on the Halliburton together. Low. And they put Low in charge. They gave him the papers and stuff like that. And Low was like, hey, man, chill out, man. So shout out to Low out there. I can't remember his first name. And I can't remember I think he was OS or FC, something like that. But thank you, Low. For saying, hey, yo, man, just chill out, man. It's, it's all right. It's going to be all right. He's a little older than us. So we got to Chicago, doing all that processing. I remember when we was processing in, it was this dude, this first class, man. I mean, he was just cursing. He was just cursing a storm, man. I'm like, God, man, why is he cursing so much? And he just
They get you
talking.
indoctrinated with it.
Yeah. I ain't heard nobody curse like that. And he was just cussing and cursing. And there she go. Cussing and cursing. And he was scaring the hell out of me. Everybody, was, everybody got out with all this stuff, and he was just cursing up a storm. So they sat us down in the what is it called? The moment of truth, right? They sit you down and go, hey, who to lie to you? You need to tell me right now or anything. And then remember last show I talked about that, MJ I partook in, and that thing was racing through my mind.
Wait a minute. Speaking of that, I think Velvet, you can attest to that. I think that's why they held us out in the cold so long. Um, to that mind thing before we got in that building to give us the moment of truth. We all discombobulated. So
Yeah, man. You need to tell us right now. I was sweating, but my underarm was soaked. It was soaked, boy. They knew. The dude looked at me, boy. My face was shiny with sweat. You got anything to say? It's like, no. Boy, I wanted to get up so bad. There's some dudes that got up, and they walked out. But I stood my ground. I stayed there. I ain't saying nothing. And then, they had us put us stuff in a box or whatever. And then we finally got to the barracks. Man, I think we got to the barracks at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Long
1 or
ass
2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, man, at 4:30, all I heard was a bunch of noise. Bam, 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 bam. Trash can getting bam, bam, bam. And that was our first day meeting. Dang, Petty Officer Wade, Petty Officer Griff, Company 165, 1990. Those were our boot camp company commanders. Petty Officer Wade, he was aviation boatswain's mate, and Petty Officer Griff, he was a CB. He was a CB, second class. And man, it was 80 of us. It was 80 of us. It was like over 80 people in our company at that time, and they went up and down the aisle, cussing us out, doing the usual steers and queers joke and whatever, they always find somebody and shit,
Texas.
And they stop eyeballing me, you know. I mean, they was cussing. I was like, damn, they cuss more than my granddaddy. I was like in shock, right? These dudes was cussing, you know. And but yeah, man, that day was a shock. I remember, you know, once we saw, they like, you know, get ready. You got such and such a minutes to get ready for chow. You know, got ready for chow. They took us to chow. You know, you got like 11 minutes, 11 minutes at chow.
Yeah, 12 minutes from the time the last person sits down.
Okay, 12 minutes. As soon as we sat down to eat, they gave us, you know, there's like, get up. There's like, get up, man. I think we sat down for maybe maybe 4 minutes. It's like, get up, you know, get up, you know, got us out of there. You know, I barely got a chance to eat, you know, and they were just running us ragged, you know. And at the end, you know, they told us, you know, we go, you know, run you ragged at first, you know, and then, you know, once we done take you down a notch, you know, then, you know, we start building you back up.
Building you
know,
back up.
what where you were supposed to be. And from those 80 people that we had from that company, when we graduated, it was like, I think we had like 83 people, 83, 85 something people in that company. When we graduated, we only had 60 something people that graduated with us.
Sounds about right.
60 something people. All those people, you know, just went. I remember the first night there was this dude, man. You know, you got 5 minutes to shit, shower, and shave, something like that, right? You know, sorry for the little cuss, but you know, that's what he said. You know, shit, shower, and shave, right? Man, it was like, you know, of course they designated a master at arms, and everybody poured into the head. And there was this dude, man. He was so nervous. He had his razor, and he just started hacking his face. He just started hacking his face, and then he started shaking. They took him out. And he disappeared and stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, that's a hectic day. Then the next day, when we went to get our haircuts, and we was lined up to get our haircuts, and there was this dude, and he's like, hey, I don't supposed to be here. Pretty big dude, telling the company commander of another company, hey man, I don't supposed to do it. It was a mistake. You know, everybody says it's a mistake. I was saying it was a mistake. I don't supposed to be here, you know, at that night, because that night I cried. I was crying that night. And I told my uncle, boy, you wait till I get home, boy. I'm gonna sock you right in the face when I get home. Telling me to come in this crap. Yeah, man. I was mad. I was crying, missing my mom and my grandmama. But yeah, but that dude, he's like, I'm not getting my hair cut. And the company commander got up to him, was like, yeah, you getting your hand cut. You know, it's not no mistake. Nobody lied to you. You know, he's like, yeah, man, I'm not supposed to be here. And he started cussing out the company commander, you know, started cussing him out, man. It's like, you know, if I'll kick your ass, you know. And company commander was like, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. And that's what he said. He said, I'll be right back. Man, he came back with this sailor. Man, they must be had the damn make a uniform for this dude, man. Man, yes, he had muscles coming out, but it shouldn't be muscles coming out. But I'm like, God damn, I didn't even know they make humans that big. I'm serious, man. This dude was muscle, and he stood right there, and the company commander was like, okay, this will go happen. You go shut your mouth, and you go go in there and get your hair cut. He came out there with a shaved head and shit. He was quiet and they ain't say nothing. But yeah, man, that day was hectic. He said one last thing. When we went to, y'all remember the shot line going to get shots.
Yeah.
The company commander was like, hey, whatever you do in there, ain't no laughing. Nobody laugh, nobody snicker. You better keep a straight face. If you don't keep a straight face, I'm gonna hammer the hell out you when we get back to this barracks, you know. So we waiting in the shot line, you know. They got this one dude. He's sitting in the chair. He was sitting in the chair just normal, just sitting in the chair, just normal. That nurse came with that needle. I mean, shoot, she got within an inch of that dude and stuff like that. He started shaking. I can, man. And then the company commander came out, was like, I don't want to see nobody laugh. If I see anybody laugh, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna get you. You know, man. Oh my God, man. It was taking me so much. You know, I had tears coming out my eyes because I wanted to laugh so bad and stuff like that. I was looking at the other dudes and stuff, man. He looked at me, he was like, you know, won't laugh. So one dude bust out laughing, man. They took him outside, man. Boy, they had him outside doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. But man, that medical day was crazy. I never see a dude shake. You know, as soon as that needle got to him, man, he just started going crazy. Had a seizure. You ever seen anything like that when you was doing out there, Hirsch?
Oh yeah, I mean, I pushed for a 6th division, and just being over there, seeing other divisions get the shots. Man, you see some of everything. People trying to run out, people passing out, people just man, it's fun. That and the tear gas day. That tear gas day is another good one.
Oh yeah, the tear gas day. Tear gas day. Man, we could discuss a little bit more boot camp on the next show, just a little bit more. But yeah, that tear gas day. Well, we might discuss it now. The tear gas day. The day we had this one dude named McCray, man. This one dude named McCray. He couldn't get anything right. He didn't even know where the water go at in the iron. Did not know where the water go at in the iron. He came up to me. He's like, "Hey, yo, Starks, man, where do you put the water at in this thing?" I was like, "You never ironed before?" He's like, "My mom did all my clothes for me." And you meet this, you think they're strange, but they ain't never had experience with an iron before.
Laundry field, never use a washing machine.
And but it was one thing. What did he do? He was messing up so much that they put MacGyver, this dude, he was in the army before, they put MacGyver in charge of him. He would get on inspections, on everything. He always got hit, no matter what. Even if you look over his stuff, he went on there and they hit him on something, man. He didn't know his general orders, he didn't know something. So they told MacGyver, they say, Pastor Griffiths was like, MacGyver, he's your ward now. All right. Every time he mess up, you go to IT. You remember IT intensive training with the CUs and stuff, right? Or was that MTU? I can't remember which one it was. But him and McCray bunked together just like Private Powell off a damn Full Metal Jacket. And when we was in the gas chamber, you know, of course, nobody ever experienced the gas chamber before. Nobody, you've been in the gas chamber at your house before, you know. So, put on the mask to think. I felt the sensation around my face, felt it burning a little bit. But as I was breathing just fine, And as soon as they dropped that stuff, the man was like, okay, we go find out who masked on wrong. He dropped that stuff. And McCray went beeline for the door. They grabbed him. They grabbed McCray. Going crazy. Oh my God, boy, that was funny, man. McCray. As soon as we got back, there's like, MacGyver, you going to IT. He's like, but sir, you going to IT, MacGyver. But yeah, man. Go ahead.
If you make it through boot camp and you make it through all the series of those shots, you are automatically authorized 100% PNT, period, once you get out. But that's an unpopular opinion. I get so sick of people saying, yes, you do. You got all kind of foreign shots. You should get your money. But anyway.
That's a good point.
Experimental shot.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Because it ain't
You're
true.
100%.
Popular opinion that ain't true.
Oh, it ain't true. Okay. I was like, well, why am I 100% here?
Should be true.
Oh man, but
Yeah,
yeah,
boot
man, they
camp is
fill
a
you up with
traumatic
everything.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And you
Yeah, man.
get all kind of stuff. 100% PNT. And we're not even gonna talk about what they put in the food to control people's sexual urges. But anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know that when we was up truth when we was going over when we was doing the Mobby inspections, and then we had to do duty section drills on board the ship. I was the EDO, and then we had to it was something about the brooming. You had to read the damn um that paper that shows it the dangers of bromine, you know, because the fire was there or whatever, the danger of bromine or whatever. And this is stuff we putting in our water, right? And one of the side effects of bromine, the stuff they put in your water, it makes you depressed.
Yo.
And I had to read that across the depression. And I had to read that across the bottom C. And then one of the inspectors like, hey, don't read that part.
What?
Yeah, but that's a side effect of the bromine that they put in the water. Is it makes you it causes depression. I'm like,
The things you
damn.
don't know.
And that's why my opinion is what it is.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, we can go for hours about boot camp, man. I mean, I'm starting to forget things, but one of the main impressions I have that's I can probably go day for freaking day almost is boot camp is still in my head, man. I damn near remember everything about boot camp. Everything. I mean, it was it made such an impression on me that you know, I remember the stuff to this day, and it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh so much, you know. But anything got anybody any other questions? Well, first day of boot camp, but let us know how was your first day of boot camp. Let us know about your day, you know, the day that you left for whatever service, Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, whatever service. Let us know in the comments, you know, and your responses about, you know, what was your experience like for that? All right.
Hard work, work, hard work, work, hard work, work, hard work, work, hard work. That's what they say. Hard work.